So we are on phonics page 275.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and write. So you'll write this adjective and noun together. Okay, so first one is warmest day. Warmest day. Warmest day.
Got it. Warmest D. How long have you done? Whatever I say, group and second. You're wide open. This will be so funny. Just look at your group set bio. Just so you know. Nobody knows. Okay. Hey! Sit me in there. Did you know black walrus made this? Because I'm gonna write in your voice that. Did you get that? Yeah. Yes. Did you do it? Did you think my baby wrong? Yes. I guess I'm your pet now. What? Yeah. Pet rock. I mean, yeah, I have a rock. This one's I have a pet rock at home. And another.
All right, warmest day. How should we write warmest day? How do we spell it? Warmest. W-A. And day.
D-A-Y.
Warmest day. Good. Next one. And what's your? I'm sorry. Warmest day. What's your adjective?
Warmest.
Warmest. Good. Noun is day is your noun. Excuse me. All right. Next one. Coolest night. Coolest night. Coolest night.
Oh, I put them on the wrong thing.
How do you spell night?
That was on our
That's what we're talking about.
That was on our
Coolest night.
This is how to spell night.
I'm already done. Done. I'm done. What? What do you mean?
Okay, coolest night. How should we write that?
C-O-O-L-E-S-T.
Night. N-I.
N-I-G-H-T.
What's your adjective?
I'm calling.
Coolest is your adjective, and your noun is night. Good. Awesome. And let's go to 279.
279.
Got it.
Evan, do you talk loud?
No. Yeah. Wait, is it?
I don't talk loud.
Let me drop it. Where is the tiniest medium? I told you. Medium. I told you to talk loud. No, I don't. I said medium. Medium is the right side. I'm not talking too loud or too loud.
What?
If medium too loud or too medium is big or small. Too loud or too small is medium.
It's none.
Yeah, it's perfect.
For some reason, everything sounds very
Familiar.
All right, 279. Let's go ahead. It's a sentence. We'll dictate. Ready? Don't cry over spilled milk. 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 Pay attention to that contraction in there.
Like it was.
Okay.
Middle.
I thought it was what middle? No, what is it? I put middle. What is it? Miss Liz, what was the sentence again? No.
Don't cry over spilled milk.
No more singing. No more singing. No more singing. Think is not a word. Antonym. What is an antonym? Whoa. Opposite. No. Homonyms. Correct.
All right, so don't. How should my contraction don't look?
D-O-N contraction.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe T.
Yeah.
Good. And we finish with the what? Good. All right, good. So that's it for phonics. This is what you'll kind of expect on your test on tomorrow. All right, you need a little sleep paper. Let's go ahead and do math.
Oh my God.
Work out some problems.
Maybe PJ, I must please you. No one's gonna use me for the end. I got to the page.
What?
No one's
Gonna use me for the answer.
Yes, yeah, Evan, answer boy, help me. Answer.
Because he knows all the answers.
You do, but please stop.
Yeah, because I had to pay close attention. Thank you.
At least we tried to fix it.
I don't write the problem down. I think the problem down. I don't need writing down. No, you have to do that. Well, she doesn't have to. She writes only the answer. No, you have to do
No, you have to write the copy.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, because what if you forget to carry over?
All right, let's start with some coins up here.
Coins, yes.
Okay, so I have 9 quarters. Draw it out.
9
Let me
quarters.
see some answers. 9 quarters. 9 quarters. Remember, quarters are worth how much?
25.
So we count by
25.
Oh, here, just do your math page, just the ones I gave you. Okay.
Got it. Got the answer. Going always.
Okay, thank you, Josiah. Thank you, Harlem. Yes. Okay, yes. Okay. Once you put the $sign, you don't have to put the cent sign as well. It's only just a $sign.
No.
Okay, good. Thank you, Hannah.
Can I finish the facts down? Can I finish the facts down? Okay.
That's not where I am. Okay, so according to a few of the answers we have, how much money should 9 quarters be? How much money?
$2.25.
$2.25. Good.
Scared me.
What happened?
Okay, next I have 6 dimes, 7 nickels. Dimes are worth how much?
5.
Dimes?
10.
10, and nickels are worth 5. So 6 dimes, 7 nickels. Go ahead.
$2.07. Oh, this is 8. 2 dimes. 6 dimes. Wait, are nickels 5? Nickels 5?
Okay, they are.
1, 2.
Let's see, Harlow. Okay, good. Then Camille, Josiah, Harlem, yes. Okay, good.
Wait, I got it. I got it. They didn't do good for math.
Well, why are you worried about what she's doing? What do you need from me?
How many times spelling?
Spelling is your workbook page, but I want you to do your math first. But this is the thing as well. Okay, so 6 dimes, 7 nickels should have been a total of how much? 95 cents. Good. Okay, next we have 3 quarters and 5 nickels. 3 quarters, 5 nickels. How much money would that be? 3 quarters, 5 nickels.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of money. Oh my God. Miss Flusion, that's a lot of money.
I don't even know what the amount is.
That's a lot of money.
No idea what that says. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Josiah. Yes. Harlem. Yep. Camille. Good. All right. So 3 quarters, 5 nickels was a total of how much? $1 whole dollar. All right. Last one. Now you're gonna have to take your time with this one. 7 dimes, 8 nickels, 3 pennies.
That's easy.
7 dimes, 8 nickels, and 3 pennies. Go ahead. Did all the rest of them first? Let me see. Mm-mm. You have to write the number that comes in between these when you're counting. Well, you did for 49. No. Write the number that comes in between when you count. Just count by one. Okay, thank you, Lyric.
10, 20.
Okay, Harlem.
Got it. I counted it all.
Okay. All right, Josiah.
15, 14, 17, 18, 19.
Okay.
I have both my legs. Yes. Miss Flugen, just please. It's so easy. It's a $40 million. I play math quiz.
Okay. 7 dimes, 8 nickels, 3 pennies.
Say it.
No.
1,000. I have 2,000.
Okay, how much should it be?
$1.13.
$1.13. Yes.
Oh.
Yep. So 70 was 70. 7 dimes is 70. Then the 8 pennies, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, $1, $1.05, $1.10. Then the 3 pennies would be 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
Did it. Oh, 3. I got it.
Okay, let me see the next one.
Uh-uh.
All right, so let's go ahead. I have some problems here. So we have 374 plus 262. Set this one up. Add it up. 374 plus 262.
Okay.
You didn't read all the instructions. Make sure you're reading all the instructions, guys. Talking to first grade. No, we're gonna talk about it.
Do all of it?
No, that's not what I said. I said do the first one, 374 plus 262.
I shall bring it to you. No. I have got my math quiz right. Let's go.
Into the bottom on that page. The other one.
No, it's not.
The 2. Read the instructions.
Yeah, it's 42. Do it all. All right. 52. We can do it all. No, we can't. 100 trillion. I did it already. So I can understand like. Oh, no. So I can understand.
What does it say?
It's a trillion. It's 6 trillion. It's 9
It says write the number what?
900 trillion. It's over.
And the number that comes what? Before. So look at what number's in the middle. You write the number that came before you say that number, and then you write what number that came after that number. Like how you did on the first one. All right, anybody wants to work this one out?
Me. I know this. I know.
All right, go ahead, Hannah, work this one out for us. 374 plus 262.
4 plus 2 is 6.
Uh-huh.
And 7 plus 6 is 3.
Okay, 13. So I put 3. Where do I put my 1?
The next column.
Good. And so now how do I add this?
3 plus 2 plus 1 also equals 6.
Yes, 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Answer should have been 636. All right, next one is subtraction. 972 minus 628. 972 minus 628.
Stop and sorry.
Okay. Okay, I'm about to switch. So I'll just let you go ahead and do them all. I'll give you maybe like 2 minutes to do all of them, okay? So you can do the rest, set them up and add them and subtract. Their addition and subtraction, a mixture of both. Okay, so maybe like about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think that's a good enough. All right, let's go ahead and go through these. All right, anybody wants to do this one? 972 minus 628.
I think I got
All right, go ahead, Brian.
Now you can't take 2.
8 out of 2.
Yeah.
I can't do 2 minus 8. So what do I do?
You have to try. So you take out 7.
Okay, take 10 from 7. It becomes
6.
okay. What do I do with the 10?
You add it on the 2.
And it becomes 12. Okay, so now I can subtract. What's 12 minus 8?
12 minus 8 is 4.
4. Okay.
And then 6 minus 2 equals 4.
4. And then 9 minus 6.
9 minus 6 equals 9.
3. 3. Good. 344. Next one, 14 plus 32 plus 48. Anybody? All right, Harlem.
We're supposed to do all of them. Yes.
She knows. She knows that. Harlem.
4 plus 2 is 6.
Uh-huh.
6 plus 8. Is 14.
Good. How do I show 14?
You put the 4.
Mm-hmm.
You put the 1 at the next question.
Okay.
And 1 plus 1 is 2.
Good.
And 2 plus 3 plus 4
It's 7.
is 7.
So then 2 plus 7 is
No.
9. Answer should have been 94.
Yeah.
Last one, 403 minus 181. Josiah.
3. Is that 3? 3 minus 1 equals 2.
Uh-huh.
We can't do 0, 8. So 0, 8. So we take 1 from the 4 and put
10
it
from the 4, it turns into 3. Add the 10 to 0, it becomes
10. And
Okay.
then minus 8 equals 2.
mhm,
3 minus 1 equals 2.
222.
I have that.
You have that? Awesome. Okay. Mm-hmm. The last page? Yes, and make sure you pay attention to even and odd. Okay, awesome.
I did not know she put a 14 right there.
All right, good job. So let's go ahead and talk about comparison symbols. Remember, we have 3 comparison symbols. We have our less than symbol, which points to the left. We have our greater than, which points to the right, and equal. So 6, is it less than, greater than, or equal to 9? 6, is it less than, greater than, or equal to 9? Evan?
Less.
Is it less than, greater than, or equal to 9? Less than, yes. 6 is less than 9. Go ahead. 3, is it less than, greater than, or equal to 0?
Greater.
3, greater. 42, is it less than, greater than, or equal to 42? Equal, same exact number.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
1.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Phonics, math,
That's math. This one, I think we're gonna stay on this one.
All right, let's go ahead and go to your reading. We're finishing the book today, so it'll be a little while we're reading today.
Oh, we're finishing the whole book today. We're finishing our reading book today.
All right, page 96.
96. Yeah, 96. Wait, one.
All right, so remember they're trying to get on the ship, but whenever Patrick goes to jump on the ship, he ends up missing the ship because he was, he was trying to go back to help Eric, but Eric the Red didn't want help or anything, so he's now trying to figure out what to do.
What page?
96, chapter 14.
Miss Williams.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
May I use the bathroom?
Uh-huh. 96.
96.
All right, so let's pick up 96. Okay, so it's a lot of reading today, so I'll probably need volunteers, guys. All right, so let's start with 96. Okay, Lyric, you can start 96. We'll do 97, 98, Harlem. Josiah, you can do 99. Camille, you can do 100. And yeah, I'll pick, and okay, Omar, 101. Then Evan, 102, 103.
Yeah,
And we'll talk about that after that. That's all of the chapter. Okay, so let's get started. Lyric 96.
Sat on the top of a wood chest. He was shocked.
Soaking.
He was soaking wet. His armors.
Look at that CH that says K.
His
Ached. They ached. That word is ached. Ached means like if it hurts, like they hurt. Ached.
he ate for beginning pulled to the ship by an order. His legs hurt from beginning scrape
Against.
against the side of
the side of the ship. Beth sat down next to him. He looked at her. Well, she shook her head. I looked over very inch of the ship. There's no sign of the
Imagination.
imagination station or
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, sorry.
red button.
Good. Okay, so did Patrick end up making it on the ship? Yes, no, he didn't initially, but as we open up chapter 14, he did make it in. What was he pulled in by? No, an oar. Yes, an oar. The oar is the thing that you use to paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was pulled in by an oar. So yes, he did miss it, but he was pulled in on the ship. Okay, who's 97?
Not me. Not me.
Harlem? Yeah? Okay.
Patrick frowned, then put his head in his hands. This is awful. We don't have a sunstone. We don't have a sword. And we're not going home. We're going
I'm gonna
to
write.
Norway. Look at the bright side, she said. Eric, isn't it on board? You are. Leif is. And Norway has a Christian king. The ship was out on the open sea. Now the day was overcast and misty. The sun was barely visible. Patrick shrugged. He really missed the silver bearskin cape now. He crossed his arms over his chest. He rubbed his arms with his fingers. Leif saw him trying to keep warm. What happened to your cape? Leif asked. It was a fine pelt. I left it behind. Patrick said he didn't.
Okay. You're not doing 98. It was just 97? Yeah. Okay. So Patrick, it just everything wasn't going to plan because what did they not have? They don't have the sunstone, they don't have a sword, and now they're not even going home, they're going to Norway. So nothing is working out the way that they thought it was gonna work. Okay. But Leif said, well, on the bright side, Norway has a Christian king, so they wouldn't have to hide out and stuff like they had to do in the North. Okay, 98, it was 98. Hannah? Okay.
He didn't want to tell Leif he had given it to Eric. Leif tossed him a wide bundle. Use this blanket, he said. It's not grand like your cape, but it's warm. Thanks, Patrick said. He huddled under the blanket. What kind of animal was that cape? Made from? Leif said. I have never seen silver fur before. It's from North America, Beth said. Grizzly bears live in Canada, North America. Leif asked, Canada? Where is this place? Beth asked to borrow a knife. Leif handed her a small one. Its handle was made out of the reindeer antler. Beth carved a large shape into the top of a arrow. This is Greenland, she said. She marked north with an arrow pointing up. Then she drew a small circle. And this is Iceland, she said. That she filled in the part of Europe on the right. Then she drew a huge blob to the left of Greenland. This is North America, she said. She marked west by carving a sunset. She swept her hand across the top to the blob. This is where the silver bears come from, she said. Next, she pointed to a spot in the blob's center. This, she said, is where Patrick and I live.
Okay, good. So they're talking and they give him a blanket and they talk about where Beth and Patrick from. So she draws a map for him basically to show him where North America is. Okay, 100. Who was 100? I don't know. Who's 100? It was you, Camille? Okay.
So
She read
far,
already.
he said. He shook his head in wonder. He studied the map for a long while. He took back the knife and pointed to a spot on the coast of Canada. I have a friend who sailed along here, Lee said, but he didn't land. I hope to visit it one day. You will, Beth said. Leaf closed his eyes. He stroked his beard, then he called to his men. We heed west, he said. Turn the sail.
The number that comes before 28
Not going to
after 79 number.
May we sail to new lands. Then Leaf put his hand on the in his pants pocket. He took out a blue stone. It was very thin. He held it up to his right eye. He looked through the stone at the horizon.
Okay, all right, so they show him where they live and Leaf decides to go where? To new lands, but he's probably talking about going where? To where they're from, North America, right? So he strangely pulls out a stone, right? A blue stone. Okay, 101, who was 101? Omar? Yeah, okay. Oh, wow, that's neat.
What is that? Beth asked. This stone helps me see through the clouds, he said. It is easier to see the sun on dark days. The sun helps me find the right direction. Patrick and Beth looked at each other. Was another kind of sunstone, Patrick asked, but Leaf put the blue stone in Patrick's hand. Yes, he said, we can use them on our ships. Patrick looked at the stone in his hand. May I have this one? Beth asked. I'll trade you my chest set for it. Leaf thought about it and then he nodded. Since I have another stone, I'll accept your trade, he said. And your chest. Did I do good?
Yes. Okay. So they end up finding out that this stone is a what? Sunstone, right? And is that what they need?
Yes.
Yes. So Beth decides to trade. And what does she trade him? The chess piece, right? The chess set for the sunstone, right? And what does Leaf say?
Yes.
Yes, he says, I already have others. Okay, who's
thought
102?
The stone was yellow.
102? Who's that? You?
No, 105 106.
No, I think it's this
No.
one because I didn't give nobody for the next chapter. 102, 103. Come on.
That is a fine one. Thank you, Beth took the small slack from her and handed it to him. Suddenly, the red button to the imagination station appeared. It was in the center of the bell topped with Beth's map. Look, Patrick said. Beth saw it and laughed. It was right in front of us. What was? We said. You couldn't see the button. Patrick reached for the button. Wait, Beth said, stopping him. We have to say goodbye. To say goodbye. Goodbye? Leaf asked. Yes. And she gave Leaf a quick hug. Yes, it's time for us to leave. Leaf looked around in the middle of the ocean. As Patrick stepped forward and held out his right hand. Leaf stared at Patrick's hand. The Viking had a puzzled look on his face. Oh, that's right, Patrick said. Vikings don't know about handshake. Well, goodbye then. Patrick reached over and pushed the red button. Suddenly, Leaf, the sails, the ship, and even the ocean disappeared.
Okay. So after this, they get the sunstone. What magically appears?
The imagination.
The imagination station button. So that means it was time for them to go where? Home. It was time for them to leave. So they tell Leaf goodbye. And once they press the button, everything disappears. All right, page 104, 105, any volunteers?
Me. All right.
Okay. All right, let's see. Josiah do 104. Serenity, you can do 105. Yes, Amina 106, Carly 107. All right.
I'm last.
Unmute Josiah.
The cousins were back in the imagination station at wit's end. The door slid open and Mr. Whitaker looked at them. How was it? He asked. Patrick held up the blue stone. You found it, Mr. Whitaker said. He leaned in and took the stone. You found a real Viking sunstone. And we met Leif Erikson, Beth said. And his father, Eric the Red.
Good. So they're back home. They see Mr. Whitaker. Now they're telling him everything. Okay, Serenity 105. Unmute.
And they have 108. Yes, you are. What page are we on? 104. I'm sleeping.
I think it froze, Serenity.
And his mother. Mr. Huh? Mr. Whitaker raised his hands. Whoa, slow down, Mr. Whitaker said. Start from the beginning. The cousins took turns telling him what had happened. After they finished, Whit smiled. Well done, he said. They looked at him. What did you do well?
Soldiers, taking the box and goes away.
Okay, that's her business. Just focus on you. Thank you.
Best way to live, Mr. Whitaker said. that you beat Eric at a game, a peaceful game that showed Eric the Christians can win by being smart. Beth smiled. She was pleased. Mr. Whitaker's turned to Patrick, and Patrick, he said, Eric was mean to you.
Okay, good. So they're telling him everything that happened. Okay, 106, Amina.
But you know,
For the cow page.
but you showed him kindness. That's just like God. He shows us kindness even when we don't deserve it. Patrick's cheeks turned red. Mr. Whitaker reached and patted them both on the shoulders. Well done, he said. Beth noticed that fancy ring Mr. Whitaker's finger. Am I seeing things? She asked herself. Why does it appear on his hand when it's in the machine? But when his hand is outside, the ring disappears. Mr. Whitaker studied the sun. Very interesting. Mr. Whitaker said, "What did the Vikings do with it?"
It's me by
That's good.
That Leaf used it to see the sun better.
Okay, Carly, 107.
This is the final one. Nope, 108.
Still good.
Sun better. It does something to the light on cloudy days, she said. It makes it easier to find the sun. What do we do with the stone now? Patrick asked. How will the person who wrote the note get it? Leave that to me, Mr. Whitaker said. I think I know what to do to help Albert in time. He set the stone on the dashboard next to the note. But wait, suddenly a second note was next to the first one. Hey, Patrick said. He pointed at the dash when did that show up? Just now, Mr. Whitaker said. He seemed surprised. Beth picked up the new note. She read it. She read aloud the curly letters written in black ink. Read this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
More trouble for Albert. Lord Darkness is angry. The Roman monk's silver cup is missing. We need it before the I remember this one.
New?
Oh, that one was like New moon, may God be with you. What does that mean, Mr. Whitaker? Patrick asked. Mr. Whitaker thought for a long while. He pushed at his glasses. He rubbed his nose. I think that means another trip to Rome, Mr. Whitaker said. Tomorrow he gazed at them. Who? Patrick asked. Us, Beth said, and gasped. Only if you want to go, Mr. Whitaker said. Yes, the cousin said. Patrick added Vikings one day and Rome the next day. How good does it get?
Good. Okay, so as they're talking to Mr. Whitaker, they're telling him about the sunstone and Eric the Red. Beth notices the ring on Mr. Whitaker's hand. She said it appears when it's in the machine, but when his hand is outside, what happens to the ring?
It disappeared.
It disappears. So that was kind of interesting to her. Okay, And so they didn't know what to do with the sunstone, and all of a sudden, what appears? A second note, and this note is telling them they need to go, there's more trouble for Albert, right? And so what does that mean? They might need to go where?
Back to Rome.
Back to Rome to the next day to figure out what to do next, okay? So yep, that's the end of the book, because there is another one in third grade. Y'all will read most of them, but yes, so that's the next adventure.
I read that book.
Yep.
We're done already?
Yep. So awesome. So we finished Imagination Station.
Like in 2 or 3 weeks.
A little while. All right, good. So we have our last test on this book on Friday, okay? So we have one more thing to kind of work on, and we'll briefly go over science and social studies, and we'll be done for the day.
Where?
All right, so remember this week, we're learning prepositions. Let's kind of go over the definition. What is a preposition?
Preposition is a word
Of a noun or pronoun to another word in the sentence. Yes, prepositions will show the relationship of a noun to other parts of the sentence. So I have 3 examples here on the board. I want you to build sentences using them. You'll have either noun, pronoun, or both, and you'll have a preposition, and then you'll create a sentence to show how they are connected to one another, okay? So I have it up here. So I have I, against, which is our preposition, and wall. I, against, and wall. Go ahead and write me a sentence with I, against, and wall. Show how against is a preposition, showing the relationship of I and wall.
This one, I just lost my paper.
Mater, M-A-T-E-R, mother.
I do want to do that.
I, against, and wall.
Now I'm gonna do it. Well, I just finish. Oh, I know what to do now. I probably did. He's lying. No, we're not. We did put that. Make sure you circle the word. I did that. Don't tell me what to do. Just put it. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Well, you didn't have
With
to
the
arrows, but I
arrows?
just, I was just asking for the sentence.
Okay. This was for Evan, stop.
All right, let's hear some sentences. Okay, so I, against, and wall. What do we have? Okay, Carly?
I rubbed against the wall.
I rubbed against the wall. Good. Okay, Lyric?
Pushed against the wall.
Say it again.
I pushed against the wall.
I pushed against the wall. Evan?
I banged against the wall.
I banged against the wall.
I got slammed against the wall.
I was slammed against the wall. Okay, Camille and Harlem. Camille?
I sat against the wall.
I sat against the wall in Harlem.
I hit against the wall.
Okay, good. All right, next one. Susan, about, and bears. Susan, about, and bears. Your preposition is about. Susan, about, and bears. Go ahead and give me a sentence showing how about the preposition connects Susan and bears.
I got one.
Uh-huh.
Easy sentence.
Okay.
Susan walked her dog.
If you copy me, girl, this Williams,
Uh-huh.
all the words.
Susan, about, and bears.
Those are prepositions.
Oh, I got it.
About is your preposition.
No, because then everybody's gonna want to swim.
What? Take one. I have the.
All right, let's hear some of those sentences. Okay, Josiah.
Susan loves to study about bears.
Susan loves to study about bears.
Susan wants to know about the bears.
Susan wants to know about the bears.
Susan learned about bears.
Susan learned about bears. Hannah?
Since I.
No, he wasn't. Okay, Omar?
Look at this.
Actually, it was the same thing.
Oh, it was the same thing? Okay.
Oh, wait, as mom.
Go ahead, Omar. Yeah.
Susan talked about bears.
Susan talked about bears. Good. Okay. And Brian, Michelle?
Susan loves to learn about bears.
Susan loves to learn about bears. Good. All right, last one. They paint after. They paint after. After is our preposition. Show how after will connect they and paint.
This is easy. Something. The guy was standing on his mat.
Oh, that's their business. That's all none of us. Not yet.
Boom. I made a long one. It doesn't need. That's all I did. You don't have to video.
I did not.
What is it? So, just don't tell me how to do it. No. My heart just stopped. What? The same thing happened.
Okay.
My heart stopped beating.
Yeah. So they paint after. Any sentences? They paint after. Okay, Lyric?
Why would I? They will paint after class.
They will paint after class.
They paint after work.
They painted after work. Remember, whenever a verb is past tense, it happened already. You have to add ed to it. Okay.
They will paint after school.
They will paint after school.
Brian. They will paint tigers after they eat.
They will paint a tiger after dinner. Okay, Harlem?
They will paint after lunch.
They will paint after lunch. Josiah?
They painted after.
They painted after what?
Washing clothes.
They painted after washing clothes, okay? And Omar?
They painted after school.
They painted after school. Awesome. All right. All right, good job. So this is what you'll be doing on your test tomorrow. You will have to write the definition tomorrow. Last week we kind of bubbled it in. But we'll do it after, okay? All right, awesome, awesome.
What else? And now what else do we have?
All right, guys. So science and social studies. Remember this week in science, we learned about
Do you have to get the book?
of how the weather is formed. Remember, 3 things are needed for weather: heat, water, and wind. Those 3 things together determine what type of weather we have. We also talked about the atmosphere, how the atmosphere is a band of air that is around us that protects us from the sun warming the earth too much, but also protecting the earth from being too cold, right? So it's perfect. So we talked about why the sky is blue. It's because the sunlight is shining. When it shines through the sky, that's the color that is the rainbow, but the color we see the most is blue. And also the higher, of course, we get in the sky, the darker the blue gets. It's lighter blue, look closer to us, but the higher you go in the sky, the darker the color gets. So that's really it for science and social studies. We talked about different people: Fanny Crosby, who wrote the poems, the March King, Philip Sousa, the March King, Norman Rockwell, who painted for magazines. Then we talk about athletes: Jackie Robinson, the first African-American Major League Baseball player, played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Newt Rockne, he invented the forward pass in football. And the last person was Jim Thorpe with the Jim Thorpe Trophy. And he was an Olympic athlete. He went to the Olympics and won gold medals and awards. And so there's a trophy named after him, okay? So just go ahead and make sure to review your pages, do your chapter checkups as well, just so that you're prepared for your test on Friday, okay? All right, guys, so that's it for us today. I will see you all tomorrow for Bible, and we'll meet again for our phonics test on tomorrow, okay? So yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.